Hello everyone, the Nerdy Steve here, and today I will be featuring a Grixis Sol'kanar deck in Standard. The list is in the description below. I'm going to briefly talk about the plan of the deck, and then we'll play a couple of games. So, let's go. First, I've been featuring a lot of Grixis lists in Standard over the past couple of weeks, and that's because Grixis is going to be a very, very popular deck, but I've found that there are a lot of different variations in the Grixis deck, specifically, the 5-drop slot. And I played decks with 4 Invoke Despairs. I've also played decks that had a lot of Evelyns. And this one has Sol'kanar the Tainted. So this is a 5/5 creature that at the beginning of your end step, you choose one of the following that hasn't been chosen. So you can choose to draw a card, have an opponent lose 2 life, and you gain 2 life, or deal 3 damage to one other target creature or planeswalker, or you eventually will have to give Sol'kanar to your opponent. And idealistically, the game will be over, Sol'kanar will die before you have to do that, so we're not going to even think about that. But what this deck really wants to do, and what the power of Sol'kanar is, unlike maybe Invoke or Evelyn, you do have a lot of agency to what you're doing with Sol'kanar, right? You get to play it, and then you can immediately deal 2 damage to gain 2 life and deal 2 damage, which isn't a lot. We can also deal 3 damage to get rid of a specific creature or planeswalker that maybe Invoke Despair couldn't exactly get. Or you can play and you draw a card, and you gain that instant card advantage right there. And so Sol'kanar also provides a very big, beefy 5/5 body in addition to its other effects. So it has a lot going on that maybe like Invoke or Evelyn doesn't necessarily do, right? And so because Sol'kanar is also more of an aggressive card, you can see we have a lot of we have Sheoldred, we have Kiki-Jiki, and Tenacious Underdog and Bloodtithe Harvester. So we have a lot of creatures to, apply some early pressure. And that way when we cast Sol'kanar the Tainted, right, we have, our opponent might be at a lot less life total. So the dealing 2 damage and gaining life is relevant. The 5/5 body is relevant. So this deck is built to make Sol'kanar not just allow us to gain the card advantage from Sol'kanar, but the pressure that Sol'kanar provides, we're using that to our advantage. That's kind of it. This list also, I found, has Aether Channeler, which is a very interesting card, and I'm excited to kind of play around with it. It's also a good card with Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but Aether Channeler also it does a lot of interesting things. I think, you know, a body that always draws a card is great, but being able to return another non-land permanent to its owner's hand is a really good, tempo play in Standard right now. There's a lot of tokens flying around to, get rid of permanently. It can, with the 1/1 bird, it can also provide multiple bodies that can help defend against an opposing Liliana. And the returning target non-land permanent to its owner's hand is something you can do to rebuy maybe your own Sol'kanar or a Corpse Appraiser. So that's also not necessarily a bad thing, too. So with all that being said, we'll run this hot mess of a Grixis deck and see how it works. I don't think I like this hand. We are on the draw. We do have some mana, but we do need another land for the Fable to do work. We'll keep it because Fable's such a strong card. Alright. Now, a little upsetting that we won't be able to Infernal Grasp anything in turn 2, so we are taking a lot of damage, but maybe Fable is enough to, let us live for a bit. Because we're taking 4 damage here and going to 14. Sheoldred has the potential to do some work here, but I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared. We really didn't want our opponent to be a very aggressive deck here. And, oh, an Anointed Peacekeeper, that is brutal. Very, very brutal. And on Infernal Grasp as well. So, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and our opponent doesn't know about our Meathook in hand. What this means for us is we can Meathook for 3 here. Obviously, Adelaide is still going to be alive, which is a little unfortunate, but we can block this here and kill a lot of our opponent's creatures. We're at 7, which is very bad. Let's get rid of a Sheoldred and Tenacious Underdog. We need to draw a land here, though. Okay. Maybe our opponent will block with Adelaide. Our opponent did not block. So now we will Meathook for 3. A shame we couldn't kill Adelaide here. But, you know. There are worse things that could have happened. Thalia, okay. And a hotshot mechanic. Now, this is a little unfortunate, right? Because of a lot of things. I think maybe I need to try and draw a card with Aether Channeler. I don't think Sheoldred is gonna be good enough. I think I need to try and draw a card. Yeah. With Aether Channeler. I mean, I guess we could also return Adelaide. That actually isn't that... Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of fine with that. Kind of. Because we get to go down to, what, 1 here? Our opponent... And we gain some life. Of course. We do this. Kill that. We gain another life. We're almost stabilizing. If our opponent doesn't have any more removal, we're fine. Alright, we go to 3. Another Guardian. Another Hotshot Mechanic. We will use a Blood here. Land. I think we're gonna do this to make another copy. No attacks. Go. Our opponent knows we have Sheoldred, Sol'kanar, and Infernal Grasp in hand. Intrepid Adversary. I think that's fine. Okay. So we get to Infernal Grasp that. And then block that. We're at 1. We go back up. We're at 2. Now we have this. And if we Sol'kanar here, we get to not attack, deal 3 damage to Intrepid Adversary. We go up to 3. We could have Sheoldred and have Blood up to gain potentially some life, but I think the Sol'kanar is going to be really, really good. Ooh, not being able to do anything there is a little unfortunate. I guess we attack here. We gain more life. We Sheoldred. Let's have each opponent... Oh, let's draw a card. As we gain life. Oh, it didn't give us priority? Oh, we could have killed the Serra Paragon if it gave us priority. So let's just kill that now. We should have been able to deal 4 damage if we... I thought it would give us priority. Alright. We'll attack here. I think we're still in a good spot, right? Yeah. I guess I should have thought maybe we could have considered bringing back the Tenacious Underdog. Yeah, I messed that up. Alright, let's do that. Adeline. We attack with everything, and then this should be GG, right? Oh, that was close. Good game. Okay. So we go first. And again, like the last one, I'm a little scared to keep it, right? Because we need another land to get things going. But any land makes this hand really A tier, right? Oh, we did not, that was something I also did not want to see. So I am going to Infernal Grasp the Delver now. Because we don't want to get any pressure or feel any of that pressure here. So now what do we do here? Our opponent could have a lot of different things. I guess I don't hate Fable. It's probably going to get eaten by many different things. The Syncopate would be bad. Negate is fine. Some of the decks have Syncopate, which is, a pay X spell. So if we cast Bloodtithe Harvester, we wouldn't have had to worry about it being countered by that. Our opponent probably had other counter magic, right? So I think what I'm going to do is Bloodtithe Harvester and see what's happening here. Alright. Now, the reason why maybe we don't Bloodtithe Harvester is maybe we really wanted to cast a 3-drop. So if we draw a land, we could now next turn Liliana and Bloodtithe Harvester or something like that. But we're fine now. Let's attack for 3. So for 1 mana, I don't know what I'm worried about, honestly. So that can counter the Sol'kanar. I think what we'd really be worried would be a Spell Pierce. So let's cast Sol'kanar. And then we can ride Sol'kanar to hopefully victory. Oh, a Fading Hope on the Sol'kanar. Or Arona's Vortex? Okay. I honestly, that was something. I was thinking about counter magic and not the bounce spells. So that's going to be something I should consider. Tainted Indulgence. Okay. And maybe I should have gotten the I would have went with Corpse Appraiser then, had I really considered that. So now we have to attack with the Harvester. Corpse Appraiser. Because our opponent likely has tons of counter magic in hand. But this resolving is wonderful for us. Because I think we really... Ooh, Tenacious Underdog is good, though. Because we get to cast it this turn, and then in the future turns, we can blitz it out if it gets countered. Unless it gets syncopated right now. But, oh, that was a really good draw for us. Infernal Grasp, okay. And to consider. Now, our opponent still could have a Haughty Djinn, which will be really big. Tolarian Terror. And all those are very cheap. And very deadly. So I'm doing this. Because if our opponent can't counter this Meathook Massacre for one, we're fine. If our opponent does counter it, we're in a not good spot. But we have to go for it. Because we're on a 2-turn clock. And if we don't go for it, we're just dead. So, our opponent might have a bounce spell, maybe? No? Oh, that resolving was a godsend, honestly. So, another Djinn? Okay. I'm assuming our opponent has to have another bounce spell to stop the Sol'kanar. Yeah. Unfortunate for us. So now we're on a 2, we're dead in another turn. Consider, yep. None of this is good. Alright, we go to 6. I'm doing this. We're going to full control because I don't want to accidentally pass the turn. Our, only out is drawing a voltage surge, I think. Here. Yeah. So GG. I just want to see what we would have drawn. Invoke? Okay. Our opponent probably had a counterspell for that. Nice. GG. Okay. This looks really good. We don't have blue mana. We do not have blue mana. Sometimes the Tri-lands can, trick you into thinking you have blue mana, but we do not have blue mana. However, we have the Bloodtithe Harvester, we have Blood, and an Infernal Grasp. And I'm sure we'll get blue mana eventually, right? Can I... We don't want to grasp that. Do we want to just deal the -2/-2? Yeah. So now we're gonna blood away the Make Disappear. And hope to get a blue mana. Obviously, it should be waiting until the end step to do all of this, but, you know. Again, do as I say, not as I do. Hopefully your opponent doesn't have an Adeline here. Just plays another X3. Bankbuster, Okay, Hopeful Initiate. I mean, we'll take it, right? If we don't have the lands, we'll take it. Do you know what? I think I just wanna... Let's get Sol'kanar out here. We'll draw a card. Because maybe we can set up a bigger Meathook Massacre down the line. Ooh. Anointed Peacekeeper. But Sol'kanar can deal 3 damage to a Peacekeeper. So we're still kind of fine here, right? I'm very, very confident. Ooh, what do we want? A Sheoldred or a Fable? Let's get an Aether Channeler because it allows us to bounce the Sol'kanar in a couple turns. If that is something we're a little worried about. Let's deal 3 damage to the Peacekeeper. Reckoner Bankbuster can still be crewed with all the hopeful initiates, but... Now it can't block. We'll attack with everything. See what our opponent does. And I'm very, very happy with this. Iganjo? Okay. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, an Invoke or a Sol'kanar. Or a Sheoldred. They're all really, really good. I don't think I played a land yet. So we might as well just get the Sheoldred out. And now our opponent is in a very bad spot because the Bankbuster gets killed. Or kills, you know, deals a lot of damage to themselves. Sarah Paragon, though, that's nice. And Athalia, okay. We could Meathook for 4. Or I guess, no, we could do it for 2 here, right? Yeah, we do it for 2. That way, all of our creatures live here. And our opponent's stuck with a Bankbuster. Yeah, that was good. I was thinking maybe I had a Meathook for all, but I didn't. I'm just gonna attack with Sheoldred if our opponent blocks. That's fine. And then I'll Aether Channeler, creating a 1/1. Because our opponent's gonna be dead. Thankfully, we won. GG, rank 200. Let's go. Well, everyone, thank you for watching me play some Sol'kanar Grixis. This deck was really, really good. Again, all the Grixis decks in general are gonna be like pretty fine because it's all a very basic skeleton of very, very good cards. But the Sol'kanar really, really surprised me in how good it was. You know, you wouldn't think it would always be better than Invoke Despair, and it's gonna be a little more consistent than Evelyn, even though Evelyn has a higher power or higher ceiling. Sol'kanar is definitely a lot more consistent in what you can do, and it really, really surprised me how powerful all of the abilities were and how they lined up. And obviously we went against more aggressive decks, right? But Sol'kanar really, really worked out for me, and I really, really liked it, and I think there is a place for this deck. Now, again, if I were to play this deck more on the ladder, I would probably... Today we saw a lot of aggressive decks, but even the other day I was playing, I saw a lot of aggressive decks. So maybe we'd want more voltage surges or cut downs or like more Infernal Grasp and maybe a little less Make Disappear. I don't know, but maybe something to help stem off a lot of the more aggressive strategies. We lost a close game to, a blue-based tempo deck, and it cutting, more expensive cards to add a little cheap removal is something that you can do. We also don't have Graveyard Trespasser in this version of the deck, and I could see that coming into play instead of maybe a Liliana or Invoke, adding more pressure to help with your Sol'kanar, and that incidental life gain and graveyard hate is really, really relevant in Standard, so that could be something to do. Is it in this sideboard? I don't even know. No, but it is something to definitely consider. With all that being said, if you haven't already, you should totally like, comment, subscribe. Great ways to help support me in the channel. You can also watch me live at twitch.tv/thenerdysteve. And there's also my Metafy link in the description below for coaching if that is something you're interested in. There is a free consultation, and I would highly recommend you do that if that's your thing. With all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.